Hello, hello, hello. I'm here in the shop today. Got this Expedition Max almost completely done in a single day. It had several panels where it had been repainted on the driver and passenger, or I'm sorry, the driver and rear door here. And it needed some pretty serious paint correction, but the rest of it was pretty easy peasy. Got it coated with CCI Advance. It's rocking and rolling. Got the glass coating waiting to be wiped off, and I usually do a second coat on the front windshield. So it's looking really good. I want to talk about pricing today, and pricing your services so that, first of all, you're making profit, and secondly, so that you know actually what you're making out of a service. Now, first of all, let's expel a few myths about pricing. One of the biggest things you're going to hear, one of the biggest things that is repeated over and over again in the detailing industry is that people will not pay those types of prices where I live. They only want to pay what the absolute cheapest people in the area are charging. First of all, to all those super cheap detailers out there that are working for pennies on the dollar, how busy are they really? Are they really making a good living? Or are they working really, really hard on mostly trashed vehicles and not making that much money from it? So whenever you look at people that are really inexpensive but they're busy, is it that great of a thing? Is it something to be that excited about? That they're busy but they're not making much money. Secondly, another myth about this whole thing that people won't afford my services, there are a lot of people in every region, every market that are horrified by someone saying they're going to charge $150 for a full detail, and there is no way they would ever dream of taking their car to that person. Why? Because it defies common sense. It defies common sense. And they look at that and they say, wait a second, this person's going to completely detail my full-size Chevy Tahoe for $125, $150. There's something wrong with that. There's something like, there's another side to the coin here. Okay? So what I would propose, and what has worked really, really well for my business, and for those of you that aren't familiar with my business, I own Visual Pro Detailing out of Benton, Illinois. I am literally in between two cornfields. There's 7,200 people in Benton, and in the whole county, there's, I think, around 30,000, somewhere between 29 to 30,000 people in the whole county that I live in. It is a very small Midwestern area. I'm an hour plus away from any city of any sort of size or population. And our average, that's a great price, Walt. I'll actually share a story that complements that here in a second. And our average ticket price, which I mostly do ceramic coatings, our average ticket price this year is over $1,000. I mostly do ceramic coatings in this small rural Midwestern area. So My experience with this is not just some dude getting behind a webcam talking. I fought this fight for a long time. And one of the big concerns everyone has when they talk about raising prices is, first of all, am I going to scare off all of my current customers? And two, what if no one's willing to pay what I really need to make a good living doing this? So, first of all, if you have customers that are, I'm just going to be honest, taking advantage of extremely low pricing that you have, and they're taking advantage of you and your time, yes, you're going to lose some, but you're going to be better off for it. If detailers went and fired the bottom 20% of their customers and said, listen, we're just not a good match. I'm not a janitor here, I'm a car detailer, your business would be tremendously better off for it. Tremendously better off. And secondly, there's this concern of, are people going to pay a higher level of pricing in my area? So I have 2 points about this. First of all, if you can't make the level of income that you need to make a living off of your detailing business, then what is the point? And that one hits right to the nerve, okay? I get it. But what is the point in doing this if you quite literally cannot make the level of money that you need in order to survive doing this and to make a good living? It's not worth it. Secondly, I have done incremental price increases every year, every other year for 10 plus years now. And the thing that I've found goes contrary to what everyone's going to tell you. I actually get busier. I get better customers. I get better quality vehicles. And the people who are only looking for the 99-cent cheeseburger, they simply go elsewhere. And I'm okay with that because the higher quality customers come to me and say, this person's more expensive, but based on their website, their reviews, their pictures, all that stuff, this is who I want to go to. I actually get what Walt said. He said, I sold a coating the other day because the lady said the other guy's price was too cheap and she didn't feel it would be. She was horrified. And I get that constantly. I get people that call me up and say, hey, I know that you're the most expensive in the area that does this, but everyone says that you are the person to go to have this done. You're the person to go to for a ceramic coating. I get that constantly. Why? Because I position myself to be an expert in the field. If you're a CPD member, make sure to go through the 100K method and talk about and read and implement the videos on the unique sales tools, because that's how I got there, to where if you become a true specialist in what you're doing, price becomes irrelevant. If you're a commodity, if you're a jack of all trades, price is everything. But if you're a specialist, price is irrelevant. So, how do I adjust my pricing so that it makes more sense? I'm actually trying to work on a tool that people are going to be able to do to calculate this really, really simply and easily. But you need to put the amount that you need to make per hour, okay? This is the simplest way to do it, and we could get really, really deep into this, but I'm going to tell you the simplest way to do this. If you need to make $60 per hour, that's pre-tax, okay? Like I said, there's a lot more we could talk to about this. But you need to make $60 an hour. And you're doing a wash clay seal service, and it takes 40 minutes to wash it, 40 minutes to clay it, and then it takes another 40 minutes to spray on your sealant, dress the tires, make sure the windows are clean and all that stuff. So you're at what? 2 hours even. So you need to put your cost of goods, your overhead, let's say there's $30 worth of overhead into that. That would be your insurance and all those other things. So you need to be charging roughly $150 plus for that service if you're wanting to make $60 an hour. Now, that is extremely, extremely basic, and I am very, very aware that there is a lot more that goes into that than what I just said, okay? But that is the basics of it. Now, $60 an hour after you pay your taxes is not as much money as you think, okay? It's not bad, but it's not as much money as you think. But it was an example, okay? It was an example. So you need to go through your services, and where people mostly get crushed is on interiors. Because if you get an interior with bad carpets or something like that, you can spend an hour and a half just vacuuming it, much less wiping it down or extracting the seats or steam cleaning or any of that other stuff. There's ways to be really efficient on interiors, but let's face it, an interior is not looking good until it's looking good. There's not that many. Yeah, congratulations. I live in Illinois, and it's pretty nasty too. So if you have a really nasty interior, you've got to charge appropriately for it, or it's simply not worth doing. And I want to challenge people with that, is that if you are not making the amount of money that you need to make on a service, then you need to either raise the price on that service so you're getting paid correctly, or get rid of it. Serious, don't offer it. Why would you offer a service that you're losing money on? That you're making nothing on. But a lot of people, their service menu is a sacred cow, and it cannot be touched. It cannot be thought of. Well, what if I don't have 18 different packages? Well, that's only going to make your life easier, and it's going to make your customer's life easier. So it's okay to go through your pricing and adjust it and change it. It's not going to be the end of the world. The sky is not going to fall. All of your customers are not going to abandon you. In fact, you'll probably get better customers. You will probably get a better quality of vehicle that's coming into your shop, and it's going to make you even more fast and more efficient and more profitable. So don't be afraid of the sacred cow of pricing and packages. It is okay to change your packages, pricing, all that stuff, because you are doing this to make money and to make a living for yourself. You're not doing it to impress other detailers, to make everyone happy. You can't make everyone happy. Not everyone out there. I mean, I'm sitting right off Illinois State Highway 14. I'm watching the cars go by it while I'm doing this video. I can't make all of these people happy. I can't make all of them satisfied with what I do, how I do it, and how much I charge for it. So why try? Instead, make the people who value you, to value your services, and want your services, make them happy instead. I'm going to get off of here. If you have any questions, I'm going to put my email address down below. If you're not a CPD member, head to certifiedprofessionaldetailing.com. Check it out, because this is the tip of the iceberg about what we talk about in our content. We're interested in people making more money, and it's one of my passions in life is to help people be successful and grow their business. You all have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.